Hello, this is the video where I build a robot buggy little car following the tutorial on the raspberrypi.org website. So the first thing I had to do was solder the wires onto my motors because they did not come with wires, and I haven't soldered in at least like 10 years, so I'm really bad at that. It took me way longer than it should have. And then put some electrical tape around that, and then I had to screw the other ends of them into the terminal on the motor controller board that you see there, which is really small. Next was attaching the battery compartment for the motors and the controller board, and then once done with that, I could attach the motor controller to the actual Raspberry Pi. And then I just sort of sped things up here because it took me a long time to get the little female ends onto the pins, but I eventually figured it out. And my controller board actually didn't have the ground pins that were required like in the tutorial, even though I thought it was an identical board because it looks almost the same. But they have an event, like they accounted for that in the tutorial, so you just have to strip one end of the wire and then put it into the ground that the battery compartment attaches to. So there we go. At this point, I've got the board connected to the Pi with the motors wired on and the battery compartment wired on, and now I'm connecting the mouse and keyboard and monitor so I can take a look at the code and write the code, sort of copy and paste it from the tutorial website, and then save it on the Pi's memory, which is actually a micro SD. So yeah, here I finally have the code written, and I'm running it for the first time, and I'm extremely pleased that the motors actually both turned on and stopped when I input the stop command. So I really wasn't sure it was going to work until this moment. And then there's a close-up look of just the Pi wire to the motor controller board and the motors with the battery. So now that that's done, I can work on actually getting the chassis, I guess, or the body, and poking some holes through there for the axle. And now I am attaching the ball bearing on the front, which serves as like the third wheel, sort of, for the three-wheeler type effect. And at this point, I'm still not sure if the new power bank I just got will work with the Pi, so that's why I'm keeping the HDMI plugged in, so I can see if it turns on properly when I plug in the portable power supply. So I finally got the ball bearing attached there, I believe. Yeah, there we go. And the power supply works, so that was awesome. Then I can remove the monitor and put it all into the body, which was way more difficult than I thought it would be. And in hindsight, I should have had the motors in first and like taped down, because I kind of got ahead of myself and didn't set up the motors properly. I was just too excited to get it working, because they very clearly show in the tutorial the motors being taped down, but I didn't get around to that. Alright, wheels attached, and then I had to SSH in to the Pi from my other computer so that I could trigger the Python script manually from the other computer. So the first time I run it, I ran over from the other computer to see if it was working, and it wasn't. So I was super disappointed. And then I came back, and I had spelled Python wrong to initiate the script. So it's like, oh no, I just quickly changed that. Then hooray, it worked. But it was going. One wheel was going opposite the other wheel, so it wasn't really moving properly. So I got them both going the same direction, but then they were backwards. So I had to switch the GPIO pin numbers in the Python script for the right motor. Well, sorry, I did that to get them both going the right way, and then to get them both going the other way, I switched both of them numbers for both motors, and then it was finally working. And then after that, you could just program whatever you like in the Python script and make it go wherever you like. So for the next video, we'll add the line sensors and have a sort of self-driving sort of car. Thanks for watching.